With Volume 4, the Golden Age arc of Berserk begins. And with this volume, you're getting into some dark shit, I'm telling you that much. So like I said in my Volume 3 review of Berserk, right at the end we see that Gambino, which is Guts' father figure at the time, I guess you could say his foster father since he took Guts under his wing at the time, but he sells him out for 3 gold coins. He sells Guts out for one of Guts' comrades in this volume for him to rape him. He sells him for 3 silver coins and lets him rape Guts. Fuck. I really don't know where to begin in this volume of Berserk because half of this volume contains tragedy and then half of this volume contains a whole new beginning for Guts in general. So I think this volume review will probably actually be a quick review because let's just talk about the tragedy first because that I want to get out of the way before I go anywhere else. So picking up after Volume 3, we see Guts getting raped, okay, by one of his fellow comrades, okay? Then he goes into a battle with his fellow comrades, including Gambino. He kills the man who raped him, okay, for revenge. And he didn't want to believe. The guy that raped him said that Gambino sold you out for 3 silver coins, okay? And Guts didn't want to believe this because Guts has known Gambino as the person who took him in, a father figure to him. He looks up to Gambino. But then when Gambino goes in Guts' tent, he wants revenge because in the previous battle, he ended up losing his leg, okay? And as a soldier, that's gonna, ruin your career as a soldier because, you lost your limb. How are you supposed to fight in battle? So Gambino pretty much has nothing to live for as far as he goes, okay? Because it's his duty as a soldier to carry on his mission. However, he can't do that anymore. He walks into Guts' tent, okay? And he is about to kill Guts. Guts doesn't want to believe that Gambino sold him out. But then it's revealed that Gambino did sell out Guts. And then Guts kills Gambino. He has everybody around the campsite after him now, okay? He has everybody hating him. Everybody hates him for killing Gambino, and for in general, they just think that Guts is a curse to everybody he is around, Okay, and it's ridiculous, man. Guts is just an ordinary person. He's an ordinary guy. It's just that he was born under, these types of circumstances, and these circumstances are all happening, but he's getting blamed for everything. It's ridiculous. He is basically chased out of the campsite for what he used to call home. And then he is shot in the back with an arrow by his fellow comrades, and he falls off a cliff. Now, how he survived, I have no idea. But he falls off a cliff. A pack of wolves are ready to kill him. He's like, I'm ready to die. I caused too much pain for everybody. Just let it be. But then he has the will to fight. He kills all the wolves. And then he is picked up by... Of course he's injured, but he is then picked up by another group of mercenaries who take Guts in. Ugh. Just the beginning of this volume. It's a tragedy. It really is. It really is. It's like, why Guts? What has Guts done? Really, what has he done, And, man, it's hard to talk about this because you know, from the past few volumes, there's just tragedy upon tragedy, and all these tragedies just keep on building up on Guts' character. From what we know of Guts so far is that he had a falling out with his friend, comrade maybe, named Griffith. He was born under a pile of dead bodies, born from a corpse, technically. And then he was born into, he was brought into a band of mercenaries. He was brought into a band of mercenaries who end up turning against him. Even his own father figure. Pretty much anybody, the only person who really gave a crap about Guts at that time was really Shisu, the mother figure of Guts, which was technically Gambino's whore at the time, because they did not have a relationship at all. We just know that technically Gambino treated this girl as, you know, a whore, basically. Like, I owe you, okay? Now, how Shisu didn't even try to escape, I don't know, but she ends up dying as well, so his mother figure ends up dying, his father figure ends up dying, his father figure ends up raping Guts, and then he's chased out of the place that which he used to call home, and is almost killed by a band, or by a pack of wolves. Luckily, things start to look up for Guts, but that is covered in the other half of this volume. But I don't even think that the tragedy has stopped at this point. This was ridiculous. And then this is when Guts meets Griffith. So after the battle with Guts and Bezuso being that very big armored dude who ends up dying because Guts, you know, just friggin' puts his sword right through his head, and obviously he hit him in the body as well, but the final blow was to his head, and you see his eyeballs popping out. Man, that was gruesome. But after that battle, he ends up getting paid for his mercenary work for working with the other army, and then he is on his way back home. But that is when he is stopped by the Band of the Hawk, and their leader is Griffith. Now, the Band of the Hawk apparently Guts knows, because apparently the Band of the Hawk is actually a notorious mercenary group that has been going around basically, you know, winning all of these battles and just been wiping the floor with these other armies. So Guts is like, whoa, why am I getting in the middle of this? You know, and there's a few members in Griffith's army who, you know, say, we were watching him. Let's see how well he handles two against one. So one of them ends up going down, one ends up dying, and the other, or two of them go down, excuse me. One of them ends up dying, and the second one ends up losing his arm. And then Griffith sends his second-in-command to go handle the mess that his fellow soldiers got into, and we find out that his second-in-command is named Casca, and apparently she is a female mercenary group member. And it's very unique about, what's very unique about Casca is that, you know, she is a female and she is working in the line of duty. How strange, right? Because in these medieval European times, you would rarely see women in the line of duty, and this is what stops Guts from killing Casca, because originally Casca was another threat to Guts, and, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword. That's all Guts has ever known throughout his life, and he was about to kill Casca, but then he hesitates, and he's like, whoa, this is a girl, and then that is when Griffith steps into the fight, and we see Griffith not necessarily wiping the floor with Guts, because technically Guts was injured. Now, if Guts were to go all out with Griffith, then he might have won. And there are two battles that Guts and Griffith go up against in this volume. And after, you know, the battle between Guts and Griffith's fellow soldiers, you know, Guts obviously tries to take Griffith down, but he sees how strong Griffith is, but then he ends up, you know, passing out because of his previous injuries. Probably from the battle that he originally faced with Bezuso and, you know, the other mercenary members that he went up against, but also due to the fact that, you know, he got stabbed by one of Griffith's soldiers. Now, it turns out that Griffith, he ends up saving Guts Now, why does he save Guts? Okay, we find that out by the end of the volume. So after Guts wakes up from his injuries, it is revealed that he is with the band of the Hawk and he is still alive. And how he survived was actually that the second in command, Casca, actually ended up sleeping with him for 2 whole days to keep his body warm, because if she didn't do this, his body would end up basically go cold and then he would die. And he lost so much blood that his body did become really cold, and that is why she had to sleep with him for 2 whole days in order to keep him warm. And so technically he would have died if, you know, Casca didn't help out, and also if Griffith never took him in. And then we get revealed to some of the other characters, or we get introduced to some of the other characters in the Band of the Hawk as well. There's Corcus, very selfish guy. Then we have Judo, Pippin, and Ricket. And then, of course, we have Griffith as well, who ends up getting into another fight with Guts. Griffith ends up winning, and then he ends up claiming Guts as his prize, saying, "You are mine now." So now Guts has become a new addition to the Band of the Hawk, and this is going to start the new beginning of the Golden Age arc, and also a new beginning for Guts and Griffith as well. So what I thought about this volume, obviously it's Berserk. I freaking love Berserk. I'm not trying to be biased, but there is so much good content in Berserk that it's hard to really pinpoint any cons I have with the series, but definitely, like, this volume, this is what started the Golden Age arc, you know? After Guts' childhood, this is really where everything starts to get good, and I cannot wait to reread Volume 5 and then, you know, just keep rereading the others, because, like, I love this series so much. But yeah, guys, I think that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my Berserk Volume 4 review. Let me know in the comments down below if you are reading Berserk as well, and what did you think about Volume 4? What are your overall thoughts on what you have experienced in Berserk so far? And as always, if you like this video, please give it a like, and if you want to stay up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit the red subscribe button below, and you'll never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys. I'm gonna go reread Volume 5, and then I'll come out with another video as soon as I can. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day.